Be the husband, be the wife, be the loving partner, be the spouse. See them as fully healed. See them as completely trusting you. You trust each other. The two of you are both emotionally mature and secure with each other. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to share a spicy little success story with one of my amazing clients. Today, I know that this video is going to inspire many of you guys to continue to persist. And I think the lesson that I actually want to use for this particular story is assigning meaning to things and not getting triggered by things in your reality, learning how to not assign negative meaning to everything, because then when you get triggered with things, now you're being the version of you that is going to experience things to make you feel that way. Okay. So before I do get into this, and it should be pretty short because I have a session coming up. So I have no choice. It has to be pretty quick. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you love my content. If you want me to be your coach, email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com. I will reply back to you with my next available after you've booked with me at my website, coreunion.com. You can do a 30-minute or a package. The package just makes it much more affordable to meet with me more than once. My client, this is the client that I've talked about on a couple previous videos. I think one time I talked about her during a live session, and also recently I did a short. She did something, I think she did a few things actually that I did also when I was in my longest separation from my mirror soul, my partner, the love of my life, Hannah. That for me was 5 months. With my client, it was 8 months. She listened to a lot of music because I have a long playlist of music and songs that I listen to be in the end with my specific person. She did the same. One of the songs that she shared was, I think it's You Move, I Move by John Legend. She also slept with her specific person's sweatshirt with his cologne on it. And that is something that I did too. I always slept, and I still do sleep with Hannah's t-shirt that smells like him. She has a deep knowing that the chemistry between them is just off the charts. So those three things are, for me, those were keys also, that just knowing that there's this magnetic love between us. The chemistry between us is, it's because it's written in the stars that we were created for each other, and we literally can't like when I'm doing my inner work and I'm feeling so deep, and I know that he's feeling it too, and I know that, like, literally as I'm feeling this, all of it, all of the passion, all the love, that's kind of in the core of me, and I know that that is just like he feels it in the core of him, and it's just like a pulling. So she wrote, "Hi Kim, sure thing, here it is. I'll start off by saying this. I really hope this long-winded story inspires everyone who listens to it. I hope nobody gives up on their manifestations, because after everything I'm about to say, I'm so grateful I didn't give up. For me, the worst circumstances came my way right before my specific person broke no contact." So she wrote, mind you, I ended our contact in September of 2023 because I assigned an undesirable meaning to his actions at that time. In parentheses, she wrote, I believed he was breadcrumbing me. Now, breadcrumbing is a 3D dating term. It has nothing to do at all with manifestation. As soon as you believe that you're being breadcrumbed, then you're being the version of you who's being breadcrumbed, and you're going to experience experiences with your person that's going to make you feel like you're being breadcrumbed. So don't ever assign the meaning to a lack of communication as that you're being breadcrumbed. Okay. Fast forward to early May, so 8 months later, I hear from my college that I'm not able to walk in my graduation commencement, and it is absolutely too late to add anyone to the list. That's what the person was telling her. Up until that moment, I was actively trying to manifest my SP back into my life. When this terrible academic circumstance happened, I actually stopped affirming for my SP, which I think let go of a lot of resistance. When I heard I couldn't graduate and it was too late to do anything about it. I was crying for 2 or 3 days straight. And one magical day during class, my SP texted me saying, "Hey," just one word, "Hey." And I'm going to stop there for a second because a lot of you guys, you're doing, your inner work, you're imagining the two of you guys married together. And if they don't like text you and say, "I miss you, I love you so much, what are you doing, I need to see you," and they just say something like, "Hey." I hear this a lot of times from people like, "Oh, it was just this one word, very short." And then you assign negative meaning to it. She didn't assign any negative meaning to it. She was, as I'm going to continue reading, over the moon about it. She was so excited that she emailed me from her class. So she wrote, "Over the moon was an understatement. In fact, I think I was in such disbelief. I replied with a, 'Hey, stranger,' and we caught up with each other. So much movement happened in his personal life while we were separated. This was amazing. To start, he ended up he got a job schedule that he would allow him to spend more time with me. His previous schedule, the old story, only allowed him to see me at 9 p.m. and later. So I equated that to being a booty call because they could never go out on proper dates together because everything was closed by the time that he could come and see her. He started going to the gym and he got his own place. At that time before, in the old story, he didn't go to the gym and he also lived with family. And she really wanted him to have his own place. And she wanted to be able to work out with him because she really enjoys going to the gym. So now, 8 months later, he's really gotten everything in his life together. So we ended up meeting each other. So before I go into this, actually, so they're talking on the phone, and he ends up saying, "Why don't you come out where I live?" And so they're living 2 hours apart. I did the distance between the two places, and I'm not going to say for confidentiality reasons. But he said, "So why don't you come out here?" And she was just like, sure. And then what was funny was while they were in separation, every time she passed a particular train station, it has a sign that says, "Come to Barbados." That particular station was significant in basically her imagining him picking her up there. So when he said, "Why don't you come out here?" He then said, "I'll pick you up at such and such station." And it's the exact station where she always visualized, and especially because of that link with Neville Goddard and Abdullah of, "You're in Barbados now." So that was exactly the station where he said, "I'll pick you up there." So she was so excited about this. So anyway, let me go on with this. We ended up meeting each other that Sunday for Korean barbecue. What was special about that was, and this had come up in our session, that particular Korean barbecue restaurant was so significant because that was the last place I believe that they were supposed to be going out to eat together. So anytime where she did go out to eat there, she would think about it and imagine them being together. So of course, that was where he wanted to take her. He invited her back to his place, and she was really excited, hoping that because they both love basketball, so he was hoping that he would invite her to hang out and watch the game together. So of course he ended up inviting her back to his place and wanting her to stay there so they could watch the game together. They ended up spending 6.5 hours together. They cuddled, they snuggled, they kissed. He asked questions like while they were at the lunch together. Before I go on with that, they were kissing and making out a lot, even to the point where they ended up on the floor together making out. So it was like super spicy, and I love that. During the lunch, he had asked her, "So what happened?" And he was talking about, why did we end up not talking anymore? And she said, "So in other words, why did I cut things off?" And she said, "Because I believe that we wanted two different things. I didn't want to be, friends with benefits. I'm not that kind of girl." And so then he said something like, "So what are you saying? You want to be courted?" And she said something like agreeing with that. And then I think she said something like, "What kind of a woman do you take me for?" And he said, "Well, I see myself as being somebody who has like mad chemistry with you." And she was just like, "Okay, well, you shut me up with that." So now he then told me that his work schedule genuinely didn't let him see me any other time. I realized I failed to see that he had put in a lot of effort to see me because he was driving such a long way, even though he was only seeing me 9 p.m. at night. He pointed out, but didn't you realize that I was driving a very long way to see you? And she realized now that back then she failed to see it. So when she was assigning meaning of friends with benefits, that's not at all that was happening. So she wrote, so the meaning we assign to things really does play a huge part in how we create. There were definitely moments where I felt triggered when he came back into my life. There were moments that could have brought us the old story, but I told myself to F and relax, and I persisted in my affirmations. It's strange, but it all just clicks now. I have full faith in every day, everything I say. Him simply contacting me again made me realize I actually can graduate this year and that it's not too late. Nothing is impossible. And boom, a week goes by and all these bridge of events happens. She ends up talking to a professor that ends up happening to be very close to the person who made the decision and said she couldn't walk. He said, no worries, I'll talk to her. She ended up getting an email basically saying, we're awfully sorry, but there's been a misunderstanding. You, of course, can walk. Okay. So that's how amazing and incredible it is when you shift into being a new version of you. So she says, now, this is now a new development. As I'm writing this to you, I just left his place. I met him again yesterday. We cooked food together, watched another NBA game. I spontaneously spent the night, manifested this, by the way, while I was there. A lot of love was made. We went to the grocery store this morning and shopped together, something I visualized in my past, actually. I made him brunch. We went on a beautiful walk around his neighborhood, went driving around and had a heart-to-heart conversation about him like before I left. I spent over a day with him and my heart is so full. I woke up next to him this morning and as we were just slowly waking up, I was thanking the universe for all this beautiful unfolding that was happening right in front of my eyes. The 3D is not my end yet, but all of these memories we're making are leading me to it. So excited because my reality, desires, and love is mine. And then she wrote plenty of love. She just stayed in faith and she enjoyed the unfolding of it because she has complete trust and faith. She knows that they are each other's other half. Okay. She trusts it. She believes in it. She also pointed out she is not going to stop persisting. She is not going to stop persisting until she's in the end. Another thing I want to point out that was really cute about this, when she said that he finally got his own place, this was really amazing. She was looking at this place because she loved it. She loved everything about it. And she thought about, maybe she would end up moving there. And so, isn't it amazing? Out of all of the properties he could have ended up living in, he ended up buying a place in the exact place that she was feeling a magnetic pull towards. Okay. So, anyway, that's incredible and amazing. I absolutely know for a fact, I believe and declare I know for certain that this video shifted many of you guys, and it's literally putting you guys in the timeline of your end of knowing that it's done. So please, guys, please, please, please persist in your end. Drop the old stories for once and for all. A lot of your comments are always focusing on old story, old story, old story. And when you do that, you're keeping that alive. You're staying in the timeline of your old story unfolding. The moment that you accept that your person loves you as much as you love them, that your end exists with them, that you feel into the end of it and you do something, whatever it is, to maintain that sense that it's just the energy behind everything. It's not too complicated. Be the husband, be the wife, be the loving partner, be the spouse. See them as fully healed. See them as completely trusting you. You trust each other. The two of you are both emotionally mature and secure with each other. You love each other to no end with no measure. Okay, you are each other's equal and other half. Drop everything else because it doesn't matter and it's not important. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, as many times as you have to, wipe the slate clean and just be it and carry yourself in the energy of that, knowing that while you're doing that, all of the movement that needs to happen is happening. You are literally in the unfolding of it, but the unfolding of it is not something that is being created then. It already exists. It's already done. So stop worrying about it so much. Okay. I love you. If you need me, reach out. Please comment down below that you know that your end exists and that it's done. And I will talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you. Bye. Oh, and I love you. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.